your opinion on the show. We also have another scheduled guest. Bala Mendoza is in the building to give us yet again another fantastic interview with another up-and-coming fighter. Trains out of Ishmael Salas gym, or at least that's where we seen you coming out of. Brian, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my friend.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
Well,
Another great morning.
Thank you, thank you. So I seen you shake the hand of La Amenaza. You know him already, huh?
Yeah, we used to train together when I first came to Vegas.
Did you know that he was that official behind the mic, man? He left that thing smoking. Is it hot?
Yeah, that kid's not shy, man. Yeah, that kid's always been on it, man. Day one since I met him, you know, he's got that charisma, that personality. And you saw his boxing.
Yeah, for sure, man. He's good. So you were walking out of the Ishmael Salas gym when we met you. So I want to just make sure, are you training with him or were you just getting some work there? Is that your full-time trainer?
Yeah, that's my full-time trainer. He's the reason I came to Vegas.
Okay. So how long have you been with him?
Late 2018.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Plenty of time. So obviously, you know, I think you're just coming off of a fight, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
March 26th.
So what's next now moving forward for you?
You know, that was a good fight, you know, to show everybody the things I've been working on, improving on in the gym and stuff. And promoters were happy, managers were happy, everyone's happy. So you guys should be expecting something real big soon. I'm just waiting on the official name and everything, but I know it's something big.
Now, for you last year, I mean, I feel like for everybody since the pandemic, you know, things have not been the same. Things have slowed up a lot more. You were able to get a fight off in 2020, and then last year you take your second defeat, only one fight last year. How much growth have you been able to have since, you know, not just the pandemic, but, you know, coming across your first and second defeat?
That one, it's I took the pandemic as a blessing in disguise. I was able, you know, people come from all over the world to train with Ismael Salas and all this stuff. And when the gyms were locked down and everything, he was opening the doors for me. I got one-on-one time with him. So I got real individual attention. And I feel through the pandemic, I was able to take that sort of as a blessing in disguise and be able to get work in while nobody else could with a legendary trainer like Ismael Salas. So that part, it wasn't too much of an issue for me. I got a lot of stuff, but there was still, you know, missing pieces of the puzzle. I always felt like, you know, there was still kind of something missing in my game. That's even one of the reasons I came to Vegas, because I just knew there was something missing. I felt like I hit a plateau in my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico. But no, man, growth is it's been insane, you know, with or without the pandemic. It was huge, but now we've added the missing puzzle piece, which I believe was Tony Brady, the strength and conditioning coach. And like you guys saw the explosive knockout in the last one, and I was just swinging away, wasn't even breathing. I feel like that's now, I have all the technique with it, but now I have the gas tank and everything, the conditioning, the power, the strength to complete everything. So I feel like now you guys are going to see a whole different monster.
How did you make that Tony Brady connection? Obviously, Tony Brady is known very well for working with Tony Yoka currently, but Andre Ward in the past. You know, talk to us about that connection.
I actually started with Ed Jackson.
Yes, I know Jack very well.
Yeah, because I was sparring Ed Islandi Lara when he came to Vegas for the first time with Salas. Well, not the first time, but again. And we started working with him, and I met Jack. You know, he's a real cool dude. And then eventually I was like, I had a big fight coming up, so I was like, hey, can we get a little work in, this and that? And I started with him for a couple weeks, and then he introduced me to Tony Brady and had me working with him. And ever since we hit it off, man, I call that guy Dr. Frankenstein. He just creates monsters.
So you're originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico?
Yeah.
Did you start boxing out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started boxing out there when I was 16.
With, I'm assuming, what's his name, Huracan?
I sparred with him a lot. I got a lot of sparring with him. But nah, I started with Fidel Maldonado in Albuquerque.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was signed with Golden Boy and everything.
So wait, Fidel was training you?
His dad.
Okay.
His dad was our main trainer. Yeah.
All right. The guy I'm talking about is Hector.
Yeah, Hector Munoz.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. The infamous gun tattoo.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's up, man. So when did you leave Albuquerque?
Just for that, late 2018 when I came to Vegas. It was from Albuquerque straight to Vegas. Because I've done this full time, you know, for years and years since I started, you know, just fully dedicated. I knew I didn't have the experience, you know, from the people starting when they were like 6, 7, 8 years old. So my thing was always just to work harder than them. And I hit a point kind of in Albuquerque. I just felt like I wasn't growing for like about the last year or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw Ismail Salas was finally back from the UK from training David Hay and all these people out there. So I told my dad, I was like, yo, I want to go check it out. He's like, let's go. We just picked up, came and checked it out.
Without even speaking to Salas?
Nope.
Just walked into the gym?
Yeah. I had one of my old managers, Cameron Duncan.
Wow, you was with Cameron?
Yeah, I came up with Cameron. Those were up to like 16-0. I got like 16-0 with Cameron. And then, you know, that stuff fell apart. But, you know, even that was a little connection I had in Vegas. But it was just, I wanted Salas to see for himself, you know, because I didn't want the name of Cameron Duncan. I didn't want the record. Oh, yeah, I'll work with this kid. I wanted to, do you mess with me or not?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's actually why I'm always really grateful to Yordenis Ugas. He was getting ready for a southpaw, actually. I'm a right-hander. He was getting ready for a southpaw, but he saw that I was there, like, looking for Salas to see me. I didn't want to just go off the manager, name, whatever. I wanted him to see me, see if he liked me. And even though Ugas was getting ready for a southpaw at the time, he gave me, like, 3-4 rounds just so Salas could see me, and then, you know.
You had to fight in a southpaw stance?
No, he let me go right-handed.
Oh.
He legitimately just kind of gave me my shot, like my little audition. And I'm always grateful to him for that. But, yeah, ever since then, Salas said, of course, yeah, I want to work with you. And then Ugas, we hit it off, too. Like, everything just fell together perfectly.
Nice.
Never
That's
back.
amazing. So what is your story, man? Why boxing? I mean, you could be doing so many other things, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boxing's the one passion I just really always stuck to. As soon as I hit it, I just never look back. I don't take days off, you know. It's never like just all the cliches. I'm not going to throw all those cliches at you, but I just fell in love with it from the moment I found it. My dad was always a big boxing fan, but when I was little, I actually didn't like it. I wouldn't pay attention to the fights and stuff, but around the time I started seeing like Mayweather, Gaddy, and even some of the Klitschko fights, you know, just those big heavyweight knockouts, that's what started kind of getting my interest. And then it took me about 2 years of, you know, just begging and pleading to try boxing because I had some friends that were training.
Yeah.
Just years of just begging because they would not let me. And then the only reason my dad let me was because his dad never let him out in Cuba. And they never let him just do anything, you know, like those fighting sports. But so they gave me the shot or whatever. And then, like I said, they never looked back. I just fell in love from day one. And I've given everything to the sport.
So is your story similar to La Amenaza? Have you been boxing all your life and kind of just knowing you were going to be pro?
It was just, well, I started when I was 16, like I said. But yeah, I've always had a thing like, even I used to skateboard when I was little. And when I did that, I was like, okay, I have to be pro. I started like whatever sport, like little sports I do on the side.
Who got you into skateboarding?
Me. Everything was really me.
No movie, no person, nothing?
Nah, man.
Wow.
Just seeing the little videos, I guess, you know, kids doing it or whatever. I just thought it seemed cool. That's my thing.
Was you good?
I started getting pretty good, but then the second I started
sound
boxing,
like you can't do no ollies or kick flips.
Ollie, kickflip, tray flips, and I was just learning how to ride pools when.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So you pretty much got it all.
It was like the basics, you know, but like I said, it's always like immediately I'm like, nah, I gotta
Probably
be pro.
the basics for California, dude. The West Coast, dude. That's advanced for East Coasters.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm curious, bro. Your nickname, La Bala, which translates to the bullet. You know, where did that come from?
That actually came from my original trainer, Fidel Maldonado. Since I started when I was 16, obviously no one knows about you. Like, you know, there's nothing. And I started beating people up in sparring, you know, like knocking people out, this and that. And then nobody knows about you, so he's like, "You're my secret weapon." Like we just pull up to gyms and just destroy people, or you know, the little smokers, the amateur shows. And it started with that little secret weapon, and then eventually it just turned into the bullet. You know, people saw the power and everything, the knockouts, whether it was sparring, a fight, or whatever. And it kind of turned into that. It was like a little weapon theme, I guess, but it just worked its way to that, and then it stuck. You know, it sounds good. It's not a corny nickname, which I was always adamant on avoiding. And yeah, that's how that one stuck, and then ever since, man.
Talk to me about this Larry Gomez guy, man. This is your first loss on your record. What happened? Walk us through it.
Just an off night, man. It's really hard. I'm not one to give excuses or anything. That was my last fight at 147, It's just off night, man. You know.
But this was with Salas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just you know, like I said, like as far as anything, that's why I just say, you know, it's my last fight at. It was my last fight at 147. Just wasn't cutting it, man. Just painful weight cuts and everything. And then I just felt like I didn't have the gas tank back then. I'm a real heavy action fighter. I like to throw punches. You know, just all that. But that fight just, you know, didn't feel it. It wasn't right. It just wasn't my night. Didn't feel cool. But I think you guys can see the growth ever since then. I'm a person that tries to not dwell too much on the past. I move forward. And like I said, even like my first post and stuff after that fight, you know, I wasn't making excuses. It was just like, all right, this happened. We're moving forward, building on it, and that's it. I'm a dude that tries to stay positive, always just on to the next.
So it looks like you're with PBC because a lot of these fights are in the Armory in Minneapolis, and obviously they've been doing a lot of business there. You hold the win over our good friend, Thomas Lamana. How are you, I guess, feeling the treatment of PBC? Are you happy with the way your career is being moved and what direction they're taking you?
I'm mad I didn't pick them from the beginning. I could have gone with Luisito the Cubas Jr. since I came to Vegas. That was one of my options.
Did Salas introduce you to him back then?
Yeah, you know, of course, you know, all the Cubans and stuff in the mix and everything, but I could have signed with almost anybody, and then like my top two choices were obviously with Luisito or Top Rank, and you know, at that time I still had like that's the dream, man. Like when you're an amateur, you're just looking, you know, Top Rank, this and that. But no, now like obviously, you know, experience. I'm turning into kind of a vet. I just had my time in the game a little bit, and I've seen, you know, now like I'm just happy where I'm at now. You know, I've learned everything, you know, just learn from my mistakes, learn from, you know, just experience. And I'm definitely happy where I'm at now.
You made it.
Now, I'm curious now because we like to ask every PBC fighter this question. Have you ever spoken to Al?
No. I'm definitely too new to the PBC game and everything. I have my connections, you know, with
Luis?
Luis Tacuba, but I want to say senior and junior. I don't want to leave them out. And then Aldomir too. Like it's a whole team.
Senior and junior.
Yeah.
You talking about Luis the Cuba, senior and junior?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, you know, working with both of them, and they're huge help, man. It's been insane. Sure. Yeah.
They have a lot of fighters in the game right now. So you made it seem as if something big is coming that you can't talk about. Are you ready for a big fight? It's only one win after the loss. Like, you don't want a few more to, I don't know, get in the win column?
No, the win column comes with these big fights. You know, it's honestly now like I know that's gonna turn into a line everybody says now. Like Spence said, you only need a tune-up if you're scared, if you don't believe in yourself. And like I said, now that I feel like we've completed the puzzle, I feel like my experience is kicking in. Like I said, I started when I was 16, so it took me a little bit longer to develop. But now I feel like, you know, the sparring's changed. I'm sparring like top names. And just it's different. It's not like it used to be. So, no, everything's playing out. I'm ready for it. And, you know, I'm 28. I'm entering my prime for real. And like I said, you know, with Tony Brady behind me, the strength and conditioning, all the technique and just all the boxing knowledge behind Salas, Ismael Salas, and the sparring I get is like I'm sparring legends on a daily basis. It's too much, you know.
And definitely some up and coming hot prospects. You got in there with Yo Elvis?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we get in there. I've been sparring at Islandia Lara. I was Ugas' main sparring, like for the Porter fight and like for a bunch of fights. It's too much. Coach K actually over here in Vegas, he helped me out with I'm sparring Troy Isley, even Kenneth Sims.
Nice.
Tons of work, man. He was a huge help in the last camp, and no, it's too much work, man. How you not gonna learn? How you not gonna progress?
Yeah, I mean, Gomez, Yo Elvis is already number 6 in the WBA rankings. Where are you since you just moved up from 47 to 54? Have you found the sanctioning body to rank you yet?
You know, it's in talks and everything, but I don't really focus too much on it. I let the team, you know, now like I said, I'm with the right people. I'm letting them focus on that, and I just want to fight. Like I'm excited. I have that itch. I'm already kind of like getting irritable again and everything. I just want to get back in there and knock some heads off, man.
Have they given you like a time frame? Like, get ready. We may call you for.
This summer should be something big should be coming up.
Summer's long, champ. We talking June,
July.
July.
No later,
August.
yeah. No later. Hopefully not August, man, but no later than July. I'm expecting June. I just basically finished a pre-camp, and then in about a week I'm gonna start an official camp. And that's not that I'm hiding a date or anything from you guys. I just know it's coming soon, and they're not gonna catch me off guard.
For sure. La Dura Claudio says, what's your go-to meal after a weigh-in?
Man, carbs, man. I love pasta. It's got to be something Italian. It's not really something specific, but just something pasta, man. Something carb, something heavy.
And are you like La Amenaza who doesn't eat breakfast before a morning run?
I actually recently started that because working with Tony Brady, you don't really just show up with nothing in your stomach for energy and stuff. I've always loved fasted workouts. In the mornings, like sometimes I won't eat till like 2 p.m. Sometimes I'll even go train, at noon or something, and I won't eat. And I actually recently just got back into like the breakfast and stuff. I'm just getting used to that.
Because of the exercises that Brady's doing, you just need that energy?
Oh, yeah. You cannot play with that guy. You don't go in there just, I'm a fastest workout. No biggie. Like, nah.
Wow.
You need to put some respect on those workouts.
And so just having a banana wouldn't be enough for a Brady workout specifically.
Yeah. Well, honestly, no. But I just personally, I don't really like bananas.
Okay.
Or like a little like fruit or whatever. But yeah, you need.
You don't like fruit?
No, I love fruit. Just like in the morning like that, just like by itself or something. Then, nah.
All right. We got Ruin of 504 New Orleans says, after getting that win at the Armory, when do you plan to get back in the ring? You kind of answered that. June, July, August. Definitely not August, but in the summer. We got James Valdez from San Antonio, Texas says, after being in the ring with him, do you feel Jesus Ramos has the goods to be a world champion sometime soon?
I think so. Yeah, they're definitely bringing him up, right? I think I saw he should be on the pay-per-view card, right? Coming up.
He is, yeah, against Luke Santamaria.
Right. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, because being in there, he makes adjustments, which is very important. Someone that can't make any adjustments,
As a guy that fought him, though, do you think it's unfair they keep giving him welterweights?
It is what it is, man. Everybody gets brought up the way they get brought up, and like
because you fought him as being brought up to 54.
Yeah.
Now Luke is being brought up to 54, so he's really fighting welterweights at 54.
Yeah. No, that's true, and but like even pretty sure his last fight when I went to the Mario Barrios versus Thurman card, I believe that guy was a 54-pounder. That was, upsetting dudes left and right, upset J-Rock and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, Vladimir Hernandez.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't know his name, but but nah, man, I never, everyone gets built up their own way, like when I was with Cameron, my first fights, there's nothing to brag about. He likes to just get your experience in the ring and do that, and then boom, big fight, something like that, like they'll pop you up, but everyone gets brought up the way they get brought up. I'm not gonna,
Is Jesus Ramos the real deal in your opinion? Does he beat Luke Santamaria?
I feel Santamaria can be a problem for him. That's for sure. I think this fight will show, like be another one to show anyway, that if he can make the right adjustments and everything, and not just put pressure, intelligent pressure. If he can pull it off, then yeah, I think he's developing fast enough to pull it off, to make it. All
right. Do you spar Ramos? Because he's out here often. He's here now.
Yeah, no, he's been through the gym and everything, but I haven't sparred. The camps haven't lined up and stuff, and then, but no, we haven't worked or anything.
New York Bullet says, what up, champ? If you can have a dream fight of your choice with any legend, who would it be? From Bullet to the Bala. Blessings.
Hey. Man, there's so much, man. I want to, be in there with the greats like that. I don't know why, I feel like, damn, bro. I don't want to give you like a corny. You had him in here yesterday, and he just always had such a dope style, and I love the knockouts. Julian the Hawk.
Oh, okay.
That one, I don't know why. That one was in my name, but or in my head. I just like that because I was thinking a lot of the big names, like my favorite fighter is Andre Ward.
Oh, nice.
But
is that before or after the hookup with Brady? Because that was his guy too.
Oh no, before.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was something huge for me. I got to, even when I went, I was Mario Barrios' sparring partner for the Thurman fight, and being able to go out to that gym out in Oakland, that was huge.
Wow.
And
so you met Ward out there or no?
I didn't. No, he didn't pop through.
But you just got to work on the gym and use the bags he used.
Yeah, exactly. You know, seeing that little wall they have with all his posters and everything. No, it was just wild. But then yeah, like thinking like fighting a guy like Ward or whatever, that might be my top choice. But I just someone to like that would bang. Mm-hmm. I don't want to like try to like chase a boxer or something like. In my head, I still like I've been trying to fix, to box a little more sometimes, but I like to bang, man. So whoever any of the legends are that would bang.
Nice, nice. So being in there with Salas, I guess what is the biggest thing you felt you've learned? Is it technique or discipline? Is it
ring IQ?
Ring IQ
because a lot of smart men,
yeah.
a lot of smart fighters in that gym.
It all comes together because from Salas directly to answer your question, it's more like the technique, the fundamentals that we use that word so much in that gym. It's just fundamentals. He literally like looks at the way from how your feet are pointed, where you're stepping, your knee, your hips, like literally breaks it down like a chain. Mm-hmm. Looks at the whole like kinetic energy stuff, but then the ring IQ comes from all the sparring. Like it's an insane amount. Like I said, I threw those names out there, like tons of sparring with legends, world champions, Olympians. That's where the ring IQ comes in because the experience comes from just fighting. But it's like a complete package, like, and then like the more the discipline even came from Tony Brady, just down to like little mental edges inside. And it all plays a factor though. It's like, a little pulling from everywhere.
Mm-hmm. What have you been able to learn that has benefited you the most in the Ishmael Salas gym, but that you didn't learn it from Ishmael? Say maybe Jordanis or another fighter, something you've been able to pick up on that you learned in that gym, but not from Ishmael.
Tons of tricks. Like I said, like when I spar these guys, I'm not just like spar them and like whatever. I say I learned something or whatever, but you just kind of just threw some punches. I learned Ugas' overhand. I land that on almost everybody. Just down to little tricks, like feints. A lot of different feints from Robesi Ramirez, the Olympian. Different little combinations from Lara that like I'll even try to throw on him, just to mess with him a little bit. And no, just stuff like, but yeah, of course, like, so not directly, but I feel like the sparring, I didn't used to think of sparring as such an important tool. I thought sparring was, like, I looked at it almost more as like a workout, like just conditioning type of stuff. But obviously you learn from it, but now like every sparring, I'm pulling something out of it. I get something out of every single sparring, and I feel like that's why I've made such a big development in these last few months even.
Wow.
That's great.
Definitely is, man. So being in there, who would you say gives you the best work? Like, fuck, I got to spar this guy. It makes you think the most.
For the most part, I can go to war with almost anybody. The one that was definitely, I can say hands down, was my most difficult sparring was Lara. And not because he was hard to find. Like his arms are so long, so especially in a ring where you're just sparring and not the biggest rings, you put your hands down, you think you're at a distance, and he hits you from the other corner and stuff like that, man. And just like all his little fluid movements, because I know like sometimes when he fights and stuff, he might lay up on the ropes or something, or you might think he's moving too much, but no, man, these sparrings they're fun for sure, little wars. But he was definitely the hardest one, because just hard to hit him, but he's obviously there, and then all his experience, man, he definitely uses that.
No, what is some of the things, I guess, that you guys do in Salas in terms of not strength and conditioning, but endurance and stamina? How do you work on that?
I guess from the boxing standpoint, it's again, damn, I'm sounding like a sparring warrior.
Slurring over there?
Yeah. Just tons of sparring and everything. The bags, we have little bag workouts, kind of like some burnouts we do and stuff. But the biggest change, though, in my conditioning still just comes from Tony Brady. I've learned to kind of separate the two a little bit. Like he kills us, you know, like whether on the track or, you know, the weights or whatever. And we do all our stuff there, and it translates into the boxing. You know, Salas compares hitting the bags to running for fighters. Because, yeah, you know, everybody runs for every sport or whatever, but, you know, your hands, you just go. So we'll go sometimes, you know, an hour, no break.
Hitting the bag.
Yeah. Just like
an hour, no break, like no rounds, just punching for 60 minutes.
Just going. Like if you stop for a second, maybe you got some water, but you literally just go. It's like an hour of just continuity, you know, just boom, 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 boom. And I guess, you know, that's one of the biggest parts.
So how long are you in the gym?
Like 3 hours. But I'm talking, you know, 3 hours of work. Like
no, of course.
That doesn't count, you know, like, oh, just pulling up, you know, getting my stuff and everything. Like, we work, and then, but, you know, for years, like, he kind of kicks me out of the gym sometimes a little bit. He's like, no, you're done for the day. Like, because I just always want to work. You know, I always feel like I need to do more, do something. Because I'd rather do too much than not enough. That'll eat at me. I'm a dude that overthinks a lot. So, like, in the ring, you cut a corner, that's coming back to you. But no, yeah, that's definitely the work.
I got Alejandro Vega that says, who is your favorite current fighter to watch, and which is your all-time favorite?
All-time favorite is still Andre Ward. My current, I hate to give you the obvious answer, but it's Canelo. I've learned too much off him, and like, you know, we talked about like learning stuff. Like I like to study Andre Ward because he's a mix-up of so many different fighters. And I like studying Canelo because you may see like the Mexican stuff, but a lot of his feints and stuff, like it's back from like Ricardo Finito Lopez, and just tiny little tricks that they picked up along the way. So I like to study fighters that like to study fighters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you worried at all with him moving up to 75 Saturday?
Man, I don't know what this guy's limits are anymore. I'm kind of curious, you know, because everyone's, you know, saying like, oh, like this he's an actual challenge, but you know, that's what they say every time. But I've, you know, looked at his style a little bit. He could give Canelo some trouble, and obviously the weight. At some point, the weight's gonna be enough. But I want to wait and find out. But I'm a huge Canelo fan, so I'm looking forward more to see like how he does it. At this point,
Were
like, how does
you
he pull it off?
Interested or disappointed when you heard Eddie Reynoso had requested a fight with Junior Macabu for the WBC cruiserweight title?
I mean, yeah, disappointed, but at the same time, I feel like dudes like that, you know, like Mayweather at the end of his career, like I feel like at a certain point you just win the sport, like you get to kind of decide like what you're gonna do. And I know Canelo's not done yet; he still has those big fights like Benavidez and all them to like. You know, solidify, then be like, I'm fighting who I feel like fighting. So, you know, a fight like that here and there, but, you know, it was for the title. Like, you know, they are chasing titles and chasing records and stuff. So from that standpoint, I understood it. But, of course, you know, I want to see the Benavidez fight for sure.
Do you think he fights Benavidez?
Eventually, yeah.
When are you envisioning that fight happening? When do you see it happening?
Man, a timeline, I wouldn't know, but I don't know if, like, you know, Canelo said he wants everybody to fight each other and then he fights the winner. If that happens, it could still be a couple years because obviously, you know, all those fights take time and even those fights are hard to make. But, nah, man, as a fan, I'm just hoping, you know, within the next, like, 2-3 years, I would love to see that happen.
Should Benavidez, Jamal Charlo fight first, or should Canelo just give Benavidez the shot because that's the fight you want?
I want all those fights, so I'm happy with any one of those fights. And then obviously, you know, the winners fight each other. I'm a Charlo fan too, actually, and I like their style. So even that, you know, them just getting it. I'm a boxing fan at the end of the day too, so I just love seeing wars, and I'm happy with any one of those fights. I'd be like a kid in a candy store with any of them.
Who you think wins in the Charlo Benavidez?
I'm pulling for Benavidez actually. I think the only thing I don't like is that Benavidez gets hit too much, but he hits you just way more. You know, he's willing to take a shot to land 3 or 4. So if he can take Charlo's power, then he wins, I think, skating away, because I feel like his pressure, you know, the way he puts pressure, it's not just like that bland statement, but no, man, he puts it on people, and I feel like he could pull it off. I'm leaning towards him.
And have you ever worked with the Charlos? Now that you're at 54, obviously one of them holds a lot of belts.
No, I would love that work. I always love, especially, like lately since I've just been learning so much from sparring, I would love to work with someone at that level. But no, the opportunity hasn't
presented itself.
Yeah.
Man, so I want to ask, because you did, I think it was either you or Amenaza, but your thoughts on Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo?
No, I didn't answer that. That one, I'm leaning towards Charlo. I do think Castano won that fight.
Wow, you too?
Yeah, I was actually there because I was there supporting Rolly for that fight. He was on the undercard.
Oh, Rolly's your boy?
Yeah, that's the homie.
So you're going to be supporting him the 28th? You going all the way to New York, or you staying home?
I think so, bro. I should.
Wow, you're going out there too?
Rolly came out to my fight in Minnesota when I fought Ramos.
Okay.
So he pulled out there, so I reciprocate energy. I reciprocate the love,
Nice.
He showed out, so I'm going to pull out for his.
But doesn't Rolly train at City?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't train together. We just...
Cool.
We just been cool.
That's so crazy because he's like Cuban. I wonder why he's not at the Salas gym. You think it's the father, because the father's a trainer and Salas is a trainer?
Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff, man. Everybody's been, because I know he has worked with Salas in the past.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But no, everybody finds their own path eventually, and he likes his trainer, his dad, and Bullet. And, he found his own thing. It's obviously working for him. Look at the level he's at.
Absolutely. No, that'll be an
What are you
exciting
expecting
fight.
in that fight? I'm not looking for you to pick a winner, but can you at least let us know if you strongly believe that he will surprise us? And by that, I mean land something that like, oh shit, he hurt Tank, or wow, he put Tank down. Because people say Rolly has power. Like we interview and they're like, yeah, he's strong. He's got that raw power, but it's like they obviously feel Tank has way more skill.
No, I do feel Tank has more skill, but what I just tell everybody, Rolly is super awkward. He has a gas tank from hell. I don't know how he can swing away like that for 12 rounds. And he's not going to stop coming at you. He's hard to hit because of the awkwardness. The awkwardness plays a big role. And he's dangerous to the final bell. He has power and he doesn't get tired. So he's literally has a puncher's chance, like a big puncher's chance, I believe, not just, if he lands anything. I really do believe he has a shot to pull something off. I think Tank's, definitely a high-level fighter, but a guy that's just that awkward, like he can make you look bad, and you slip up once, a shot like that, Rolly lands something real clean, it could end the night.
For sure. Well, I think those are all our questions. If you can, please give out any social media for people that aren't following you can do so. And yeah, man, I just want to thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate your time without a doubt.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Glad you guys are out here now. And no, my socials are at La Bala Mendoza all across the board. I'm at Brian Marino Mendoza on Facebook. And no, just come check me out, man. We got some big stuff coming on. My team's finally complete. You guys are going to see the real La Bala.
Are you in the gym today?
Yeah, should be in the gym a little later
time?
today.
Today is
Couple hours.
Wednesday. What, like 10 a.m., 10:30?
Yeah, 10
Nice,
a.m. to
nice,
noon.
Okay.
nice. We might
Beautiful.
stop by.
Nice.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take this picture with Brian Mendoza. We'll be back after this quick intermission.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.